Welcome to the first episode of Pitch Please. What are we calling this? A filler episode between our official startup pitch contest meets The Bachelor during the pitch that we host every other week. So this is our first time joining in together to talk all things dating, debate a couple of topics. We'll recap what happened on our last episode and then tease a little bit about what's coming up next. I'm excited to introduce you to my co-host on the show. Look at these beautiful people. Wave, say hello. I feel like we're on TRL. I'm gonna do a thing. I think I'm gonna rate you guys. I'm gonna introduce you on a scale, but I've got to decide what my scale is. Who most likely to survive an apocalypse to least likely to survive an apocalypse? A zombie attack.
All of us?
That's how I'm gonna introduce you guys based on that rating. I gotta think about it though. Is that a good scenario? I feel like that's a good one.
Yeah,
Thinking deep about it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start off with the first person to get killed off. It would be me, the non-athletic, small legs, never won a thing in my life when it comes to being athletic at all. I actually placed last place in a combine that I did. So anyway, my name's Christiana, and I'm going to be hosting for the evening, most likely to be killed off first. The second person to be killed off would be my friend, Andrea. You would be with me.
You're right. I was gonna say it would be me.
I think that would be it.
Wow.
Let's see. Next. Okay, Martina, you're going with us. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
You're resourceful though. You know how to. You can maneuver. You
Yep.
can dodge. You've got a cute car. You can speed away. So okay, that's next. Next. I feel like this is actually like a deeper thought than I thought it was.
I know where she's going with this. I have an idea of where she's going with this.
It's 2020 and Jordan Peele makes scary movies now, so.
Okay, next to be introduced is my friend. I feel like this is like a People's Choice Award. Brent. Brent's going with us too. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. And then last but not least, the one guy to survive and probably drive the bus away with all of us inside of it, our friend Juan here.
You know, it's 2020, so they figure like the black guy used to always die. So
now he lives.
We're gonna reverse this shit.
If you notice,
so
I feel like
You're also like the most athletic of all of us.
You're athletic.
So,
You know how to talk to people. You've got a lot to live for.
Yes.
Your wife is here in the studio with us.
But that's just it. See, I thought you were going with this because you know that I'm gonna die because I'm gonna be trying to save somebody. Brent's gonna be getting the fuck out of there.
Yes.
Oh, I could see that.
I've been Peloton training my ass off, not for nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
stationary biking away.
Also, I love that as like you get to live, but then you still have to drive the bus. Like,
So we're
if
gonna
you
make it
fucking live, don't you want to be like?
I know.
He has to drive our
At least
dead
I'm not in the
bodies
back of the bus.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Why are we dead?
I mean, right, you're right. Well, we're not surviving.
We're not gonna make
I won.
it.
Now I get to
It's
drive
a
my
zombie
bus.
apocalypse.
Okay, let me rephrase. That was rated based on who is the most likely to have to drive the bus to save the rest of our lives because none of us are capable. So good job, Juan.
Hey, you know what?
Thank
I'm here
you.
to please.
I
Or
mean,
Thank you for
drive.
saving us.
saving
Yeah,
Thank you for the
anytime.
zombie
Attempting to.
apocalypse.
Anytime.
Thanks,
Or at
Juan.
least being the sole survivor of the pitch.
Thank you. You're gonna have to
I have
lead
to
the
do the show all
legacy.
by myself.
Yeah.
Pitch please, zombie style.
Well, we had a really fun episode last week. It was our first episode dedicated to the community of the LGBTQT, our friends and family who are a part of it. We had a lot of fun. We had some fun daters. We actually let people pitch themselves, which is actually a fun remix on our standard format, but we had a lot of fun with it. We also had, really quick, I don't want to forget, we had some cool tunes playing before. YouTube doesn't like us, so we had to go with some local talent, non-licensed music. Who are our friends who helped us with that piece?
Yeah, he's actually not local.
I'm not local.
His name is Win, Vibe O'Clock on Instagram. We'll throw the handle out, and we'll be using his music. But I actually work with him, and he's on the West Coast. He's in San Francisco, so he makes music. I hit him up last week and was like, "Can you make us some beats?" He gave us a fast and a slow. Like,
Oh, wait, he made those for us.
He made those
oh,
for
I
us.
thought he just was like, here are some
He
sounds
goes,
you could.
Nope, made them for us, royalty free. They're ours.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, because our friends, I don't even we can say their names.
look at that.
Snake and Sad Bunny wouldn't let us play music. So this is way better.
Drake.
This is
Yeah,
bad,
yeah. So and we'll be able to use more.
I can't say
Yeah, we'll be able to use more.
Good draw.
Incorporating music. You know, we're just
Thanks,
taking it one
Lynn.
step at a time.
YouTube's gonna drop this. That's pretty
YouTube.
bad.
Last time we sang, I was worried we were gonna get shut down because we sounded too good,
We sounded so good.
too similar.
Should we
to
do it again?
another
Should we try it
artist.
Why aren't they shutting us down for looking so good then?
Oh,
You know
Oh.
what I'm saying?
Haters gonna hate.
see, that's why you'd be second to last die because you'd sweet talk a zombie into letting you live.
I would
True.
probably
You'd be like,
try
hey,
to.
hey, hey,
yeah.
look.
I'd probably try to fuck a zombie.
Oh, well.
Oh.
And there's
okay.
that. That's why I
Okay,
would
well,
rather.
here you go.
Never mind. You know what? Demoted. Martina's gonna outlive.
Thank you.
Brent's just slowly through the episode gonna fall down the rankings.
That sounds about.
Who's
like
going
an
to
episode.
survive? Okay, well let's talk about last episode. But before that, I had an icebreaker. This was an icebreaker, but here's another one.
Ooh.
I saw this debate on a group. I actually posted this live stream into that group, so I'm hoping people are tuning in to answer this debatable question. I have never seen people get more upset about this particular topic. It was heated. There was yelling. There was cussing. There was leaving the group. Like,
Oh,
I can't
man.
handle this. I can't believe you're
Is it
saying
gonna
this.
cause a rift?
It's
Are we
very
gonna fight?
political, hyper political. We might lose some fans. Let me read you the prompt that was in this group. Are you ready for it?
Let's.
It's deep. I don't want to lose any more hosts because we have slim pickings right now, guys. Okay, are we ready for it?
Ready.
My son is in preschool. His teacher is only offering up 2 chugga chuggas before saying choo choo.
Oh, this was sorry.
Okay. So how many chuggas is it before the choo choo? Because 1 chugga, not enough. The overwhelming group poll was 8 chuggas before a choo choo. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Chugga 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 choo choo.
How many was that?
Chugga
Six.
chugga chugga chugga.
It was 6. Chugga 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 chugga.
No, it was 4. 4. There's 4 chugga
Chugga
chuggas.
chuggas.
And if you do it differently, you're wrong.
Yep.
Boys,
I would just say, who the fuck cares? Like, I mean,
I haven't been in preschool for a while, so I
this
hadn't
debate
studied
got
for this.
hot. This was like a very, people were
You
upset
know,
in this group.
it's like
Chugga chugga.
It's chugga
Someone
chugga
said
chugga
8.
chugga choo choo. Yes, it's
well,
4.
so then I mean the real,
Chugga,
the
chugga,
real,
Chugga 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 choo. But how would you 8? That's too much. That's
I
overkill.
don't know, but I feel like this is not our audience. This is not a parenting
I
show.
No, but you said
Yeah, and
people
Listen,
were
it's a good
upset.
question. I'm not hating.
People
It's a
were
question.
upset.
the people that got upset, who are those people? First of all,
And why were they upset?
yeah, why were they
exactly?
upset? Second of all, like, if this is really a debate, just go look up trains and figure out how many chugga chuggas they do before they choo choo.
My argument is that it's 2 chugga chuggas before a choo.
2
You
chugga
think it's
chuggas.
2?
Is that not
Chugga,
enough
chugga,
chuggas
choo,
to
do it.
chew?
But you
See,
have
this
to
is what I'm talking about.
act it out.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
But
chugga
when-
chugga for you.
Thank you.
Chugga
Chugga,
chugga.
chugga.
Very
Okay.
good.
Well, that was a risk I was willing to take for this episode. I knew it would be.
Do we have to do 4
I would
chugga
never-
chuggas?
I would
See,
never
now
exit.
you're worried. You're gonna think about
Well,
it.
I
You're
did
gonna
see
think
that
about
debate
it.
somewhere else
We
too,
have to do
and the average
4.
was also
So now you
8.
gotta take 4 chugs.
Oh, what?
Oh.
However many chugs. to
However-
your choo choo.
Okay, that's a good transition.
There
I
you
can
go.
get done
Thank you
with
so
it
much.
now.
It took
Okay.
a double.
Y'all should have
Thank
turned
you
it
so
into a
much. No
drinking
pun
game.
intended.
So, however many times we say chugga is how many
Did you do
chugs
4?
you have to take. Okay, back to the real meat of the
3,
show.
but a big one.
Forget the
We'll
chuggas.
do
This is
one
not a preschool show, although it could be sometimes. Last episode, we featured some really fun single daters. We had our friend Tyler, who was pitched by some of our other friends, and then our friend Katie, who pitched herself. Her pitcher dropped out last minute. She lives in where? Iowa? No.
Iowa.
Iowa. She was really great. Maybe the star of every episode we've ever had.
Oh,
She was
100%.
hilarious.
Mm.
We are hoping that we're gonna find our first pitch wedding one day. Maybe Katie. I don't know if you guys actually need to tune into the last episode. Katie sells RVs / does social media /
She
And
almost
is the
turned
biggest-
me.
She almost turned
Personally,
Martina and
she
is
asked
the
me on a
biggest
date.
we're all lesbians now.
and the biggest hype woman
She's awesome.
ever.
Yeah. She
Like,
was the
she
best.
was
She's-
the best.
She's learning to fly helicopters still, so.
Oh yeah.
What was the other thing she said? She
She,
did
Oh, she used to,
lie.
and she used to do custom.
Suits.
Yeah.
Or not
Yeah.
suits, just custom clothes in
No, I think
general.
it. No, I think
Yeah.
it was
Was it
custom
suits?
suits.
custom.
Yeah.
men's
She
wear?
looked fly
Oh,
as hell.
she looked
really
You know she had on
100%.
custom clothes.
She was.
She was hilarious.
Katie, we miss you.
We do miss
Come
her.
back,
She's
Katie.
tuning in.
And she's starting her own RV park. It's going to be a rave RV park. So can't wait for that. That'll be good.
What is that? A rave RV park?
Yeah. What do
Where
you
you throw
do it
raves?
in an RV? Like
That sounds pretty
RVs
fun.
schedule just spread throughout, and you can rave within the RVs. Actually, I take that back because that's a good idea, and she might make more money off that.
Oh.
I want to partner with you.
We also had
I
our
hope she's
friend-
watching.
I hope we'll send it to her. She was a big. She sent us some messages afterwards that made me so happy.
Yeah.
It was like,
Oh,
hey,
yes.
this was so fun. She got to pitch herself. It was sweet because her vouchers, like people that were hyping her up, left her little messages, and she got to
Yeah.
read those out loud, and it was so
Mhm.
sweet. It sounds like she'd been through a lot, but
Mhm.
bounced back now during
She
RV
was
race.
definitely the most engaged, I guess, person being pitched that we've ever had on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like throughout the show, and then afterwards, I mean, she was commenting on everything. I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan.
Mhm.
Love it.
Which is
Love to see
interesting because she was the only person to ever pitch herself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Maybe
She
that's the
nailed it.
key.
She was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was sweet.
What I also really loved about her was like her vulnerability. Like she was very like open about how sensitive she is and how emotional
Mhm.
she is and how in tune with like her own self. So I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
So.
She was fun.
Mhm.
And then Tyler,
Tyler.
Hot.
a lot of feedback about Tyler
Yeah.
from guys and girls.
Yeah.
He was I think that speaking of engaged and interactive, like the girls that pitched him were so into it. They were preparing, like they were like mapping out the
Yeah.
storyboard for what their pitch was going to be like. They made a TikTok about it. Like it was intense. They were really sweet about it. But I found out an update to the last episode.
There's an update.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Tyler hasn't found love yet. I don't really know. I don't know if that was
Only
his
been
angle.
a week.
Yeah, it's only
He
been
has time.
there's some time.
He hasn't had enough time to go on another Love Boat excursion. or
Yeah,
something.
you know, there's some time.
You know what I think it was? We didn't show his dance.
That would have changed everything.
that
That's
would've
probably
been a
where he
game
finds
changer.
most of his love is on
Yep.
TikTok and Instagram.
And
where-
doing the WAP dance.
What's the update?
The update is they had a single friend, Katie, the reddish hair, who was going to be on our next episode. I was chatting with her just the other day and was like, hey, I can't wait for you to be on the next episode. She said, I just got a boyfriend on Saturday.
Just
So
got
I was
one.
like,
What?
What? How?
She just picked up a boyfriend
Hey,
on
you
Saturday night.
2 days,
Give me some
3
tips,
days?
please.
And she's
How?
like, sorry, I'm not single enough anymore. And I was like, single
Wait,
enough?
I have a question. How do you go from I am not close
So
enough
single.
to anyone, I'm
I
single,
need,
pitch
I'm
me,
drinking. I need to drink
and
what
then
she's drinking.
Can I-
Saturday night hits, you're off the market.
Can I say something on this?
Please.
Because this has happened so many times. We're about to go on a date, and she's like, "Oh, I'm with," and you're like, "Wait, what? You were just single?" For me, it's like a courting of like at least a couple of weeks to a
Right?
month before I'm gonna be
Absolutely.
like, "This is an official thing." Sorry, Katie, but I mean, if it's 3 days, like, I mean, first of all, where did y'all go? Because what happened? What was he wearing? I mean, these are things that we could all use, or not
Yeah.
you. You're married, but you
Yeah.
know, I could take some tips. I guess like 3 days.
It really
like,
was-
damn, was he Jesus?
I literally
know,
was
I
like,
wanna
okay,
know.
what did he do? Did we know him? Was he, I was disappointed, to be honest. I was really excited. Sometimes we ask people if they want to be on the show. They're like, yeah, no, I'm single, but I'm not that single. Like, don't put my name.
Yeah.
We asked somebody last week, like, hey, you should be on our show. And he was like, no. Like, I'm single, but not.
Yeah.
Well,
Tag me in-
let
don't
me
tag me in a
clarify.
picture
Christiana asked him if he was single, and he
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, definitely." And we were like, "So do you want to be on the show?" And he was like, "Oh no, I'm not single."
There are
I
two
was like,
singles.
wow,
So-
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
But
That-
here's the thing: when sometimes in certain situations you do know when you find the right one.
yeah.
I have a friend. Well, I say as a friend. I knew someone that she went on a date with a guy, and she went on Facebook like within 2 hours and said first last date, and they have been
Oh,
married
I
for
love it.
5+ years and a
check
kid.
it
I
out.
want that.
Hey, I will
and
chugga to that.
yeah,
Chugga,
I mean,
chugga.
Chugga to that.
yeah.
Is that going to be like the
Just
thing
two
tonight?
chuggas.
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
we need more.
I thought you were gonna say she
Chugga,
changed her relationship
cheers.
status.
I thought
which
you
would
were
have
gonna
been
say
weird.
chugga,
That
cheers.
would have been a little too much, but no, that's dope.
First
Yeah, no, I mean,
class
and
date.
I did it too. I, mean, I talked about this on our podcast that launched today. Episode 54.
Already?
And I talked about meeting that person, which is right over here. And the moment I met her, and I said, okay, if she gives me the feedback that I need, everybody else is done. I'm good. I'm
Damn.
in.
So maybe
So-
that was it. Maybe she had that.
You may have had that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hey, you can have
You
it.
have that
That
it
happened to me
factor.
too, actually. I would say it was instant like that, like boom, okay, done. Everybody else.
The
out.
same date? Like you knew on the date?
Same day. Yeah.
Did he know it?
Oh, so you
Do
guys
it
knew.
too.
Okay, good. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Haven't run into that
Yeah.
as often as I would like
I
to.
know.
Yeah.
I'm next.
Well, yeah, you're gonna be the. Let's chugga to Andrea finding love with this beautiful
Let's just
be
makeup.
chugga.
I'm
Chugga
with
chugga.
you.
Chugga to me.
Hold
finding
on,
love.
the name of the
I have to
show.
call out because you guys are always beautiful, but you have a different glow today provided by some of our
We
friends.
do.
Let's talk about it.
So Jennifer Sarah Beauty Team is the reason that we look extra beautiful.
Celebrities.
We're normally
Like,
sevens.
honestly, she did.
We're tens tonight.
Oh, 100%.
Because
So
of
if you ever
Jennifer Sarah
Gara,
Beauty Team.
nothing against us.
Oh.
No, nothing. So she's awesome. She hooked all of us up. I'm not gonna say if she did any of the boys' makeup or not, but she
But-
did.
Yeah. I let her touch my
She
face.
did. But they're awesome. Jennifer Sarah Beauty Team on Instagram. Go follow them. They do weddings. They do
Dating
please.
shows.
Please.
They do anything
Everything.
you want. They're super fun to hang out with.
They'll
Which
do
girls,
your
if
makeup before a first date.
yeah. If
Maybe
you're
they
like,
would have had, like,
Good
a
idea for a
frisky.
first date.
First date guarantee.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we want to say thank you to them, and if you're watching this, please go follow Jennifer Sarah Beauty Team. We're gonna
Chugga,
chugga
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 to
chugga
them
to that.
for our
Thank you,
extra
Jennifer.
beautiful glow.
Making us look like superstars.
You guys really do look beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, okay, I want to talk about the. Okay, so standards are high. We've all got our standards. Obviously, our friend Katie's standards were met, and she pulled out of being on our single dating show. Okay, I want to talk about a certain situation that happened recently. Andrea has a story for us. Do you feel comfortable talking about it so we can give some votes? We've heard a
You have
little
no
bit
choice.
about it. You have no
Sure.
choice.
We
You can-
definitely.
people can
I mean, I
remain
have
anonymous.
no choice at this point, so I'm just gonna talk about it. I'm probably gonna make the story really short.
Let's.
But basically, what happened is someone that I was kind of seeing or talking to, not really seeing. We met up, and I had a friend tag along with us. We had drinks. It was a fun night, a crazy night. But then he ended up texting her the following day after we hung out.
Mhm.
So the standards part, where it comes from, is he wasn't really someone that I was super interested in, but I was giving him a chance
Mhm.
because I'm 33 and single, so I wanted to lower my standards a
Aw.
little bit.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So, was this y'all's first time to hang out?
No, so we've known each other for over 10 years.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Was this y'all's
Although-
first date though, ish?
So it wasn't like a date. It was like the first time seeing each other after not seeing each other for over 10 years. We've known each other for a very long time.
But y'all you were going to meet up with them to possibly date him, right?
Possibly
So
have,
can I ask why you brought a friend?
I think it was like my fear of like, I'm not I haven't seen this person in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to like back up. And this was in Florida, and he's actually watching right now. I just saw his name.
Hi.
Hello.
Dang.
You.
You get the only fan.
Okay, well,
Well,
that's awkward.
Well, that's okay.
But anyway, so
Moral
I
of
mean,
the
he knows.
story.
We've talked about it, so it's
And-
not like a big deal.
Don't lower your standards, though. Is the moral
So
of the
if you guys
story.
want to watch Pitch Please, this is what you get.
live,
that's
live
great.
interact- Well, okay, so I'm
So a little, like, I'm gonna give a little bit of extra context.
Let's.
So we've known each other since I was teenagers. Since I was a teenager, living in Colombia.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of chasing going on for the past 2 years. And then when we finally saw each other, it was great. But then when my friend tagged along, she, I guess, stole the show. And
But I just want to point out that even when you were going to hang out with him, you were still a little unsure.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I was very
Yeah.
unsure because we hadn't seen each other in years,
Yeah.
and
And
I
you-
wasn't like super.
You asked yourself, "Am I lowering?"
Yes, I did.
Am I
I did.
lowering my standards for him?
Yeah.
Should I
And it
lower my
doesn't mean that
standards
he's
for him?
like a he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's watching.
Great
remember,
person.
So.
Hi.
Again, hi.
Watch
Love
what you
you.
say.
It's
Which
not
also
that.
why
I
I
think
think-
that we all have like an idea of what we want in life,
Yeah.
and
He wasn't it.
he wasn't it, or at least what I'm looking for right now. So I was like, okay, again, 33 and single. I'm like, okay, let me just forget about my.
I think
For a
it's
second.
less about lowering standards. It's just knowing when things match up, like there's an alignment. It's not about lowering sounds like it's degrading, but you're not. It's just your standards are different.
Yeah.
What you're looking for is different. So I don't. I
Right,
wouldn't
it's
call it
not like-
lowering.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think that that's a good thing to bring up. Like
Yeah.
he's super successful, great person, has a good heart, except for like texting my friend the next day. But anyway.
Well, good.
That's a. I feel
True.
like that's a whole other. That's a whole other.
Well,
if we're-
so here's the thing. So let me go back a little bit in the story too. So we already know that I shouldn't be lowering my standards, but then you guys, let's say you were in that situation and the friend comes up and you're like, well, she lives where I live, super attractive, wants what I want, but you made out with me the night before. Would you text her first or will you text me first to check how I woke up?
That's a tough scenario because.
How is that tough?
Listen, and here's what I'll tell you. Like,
Dating debate,
listen,
okay? This is the date and the
I get
debate.
it, the making out part, like, you know, but I mean, at the same time, there are times where you are going out with somebody, and if you know you meet their friends or whatever the case is, and it's early. I'm not talking like y'all are dating already, because then now we're talking about something else. But you know, or like for instance, you're like, hey, she's this girl I'm interested in, so you kind of like
He's laughing. Sorry,
put,
I
like,
saw the laugh.
you put like dibs on her, you know, but then she ends up liking your friend. I mean, it's one of those scenarios where you know it's they hit it off, and like you don't live there.
Well, they
so
didn't
you
hit it
should
off.
be-
He hit it off. She didn't hit it off.
Oh.
Well, she's. But either way, though, like that's the gamble when you take a friend on a date.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I think that there's a part where it's like I mean, in this case, we didn't spend the night, but we spend a large portion of the night.
Yeah.
So we made out, and there was like some, you know, I mean, there wasn't like any like touching or anything, but there was, you know, that we were.
Where you make out
There
with
was
your
a vibe.
hands behind your back.
Did you wear a
no,
mask?
but, like,
Did he touch
no,
your boob?
oh, we did not wear a
Remember-
mask. It
Remember
was not
last
mask on mask.
episode? That's the next. That should rate you guys on based on
Yeah.
who would make out with the mask.
Oh, I totally would.
Who would be
win.
the most likely? It would be me because I'm afraid of germs.
But
Mine would be more for like a
so
sexual thing.
I didn't hear from him. Sorry, you know who you are.
Damn.
But
No,
I didn't
we're
hear
not
from him.
sorry. You know what you
Yeah.
did.
You know
what
what
you
you
did.
did.
You know what you did.
So the
Don't
next,
say sorry.
no, I know it's weird that he's watching, but it's fine. And he actually laughed, like he has like the ha 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 in there.
Oh,
He
man.
can see everything.
I'm just saying, like, if
We can
he-
see everything.
if
But
he-
wait, let me finish.
Oh.
So if the next morning after we like kissed and everything, I don't get a message from him until like 2 p.m. But then he had reached out to my friend to check in with her to see how she was
First?
doing. I found out later that yes. And then the first question I get the next day is, "How's your friend doing?"
After he already texted her, he knows how she's doing because he asked
Well, he
her.
wants
And
to
they
see.
weren't even friends.
He wanted to see what
Don't
she.
defend him.
He's trying to put the feeler out to see if you give a fuck if he hollers at the friend.
Well, how she's been my friend for like 15 years. She's gonna tell me that he's been hollering.
Well, he wanted to see if that y'all talked about it.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say hello to Katie.
Katie was.
Hi,
Hey.
Hey, Katie.
I see you
Hi,
up there,
Katie.
girl.
Aw.
I see you.
We
Why
love
do I
you,
feel like
Katie.
We were
Out
just
on the
talking about you,
stage.
Katie.
So you're
Oh.
saying that you weren't really feeling him, and you
I
were.
hate to say it that way.
Yeah,
but it's
well,
like,
you know, I mean,
I was
it wasn't there.
but-
you know, you're
Figuring it
saying, so you're saying that
I
you
was
weren't
lowering
feeling
my
him,
standards.
and you're saying that you were lowering your standards.
Yep.
You don't think he didn't feel that shit?
Yeah.
Oh no, don't
Yeah.
don't be looking at me all like that. Don't be
Wait.
doing your neck.
No.
You're gonna break something.
Either-
No, hold up. Don't,
Well, I
if you
have been
don't-
really clear with him that I want things to go very slow. Like I don't want like marriage and kids tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that's like
Look,
amongst other things.
Vibes work both
You
ways.
could probably feel
Martina wants to talk.
Martina's got the fan.
She's like
Do you-
shade.
Do you think that you really are more into him than you're acting like because it did bother you? Like, if it was someone that you weren't that into, you were
Yeah.
like, whatever, you'd be like, yeah, my friend's great, hit her up, you guys would be great together,
Well,
bye.
I did say that at the beginning. Like at the
You did.
beginning, it was like, hey, you guys live close to each other. You guys should hang out.
Wait,
But I was
before
still-
y'all went out?
No, when they like met, I'm like, I mean, because we also have
Right,
like a.
before the texting and
So
all that
you-
stuff.
Did you
Yes.
accidentally
So you-
wingman
No, no,
her?
no, wait, no.
What the?
She
No, no,
wingmanned
no.
on accident.
No, it
You put
wasn't
it out
like.
in the universe.
Wait a second.
Okay.
No, it wasn't like that. Like we have friends in common in Miami.
Yes.
Like we have a lot of Colombian friends in common. So I was like, and they both just moved
Yes.
to Florida. So I was like, oh, well then go out. Like,
That's a dangerous city to have friends in common.
Yeah.
Go out and-
I mean, but I've known all these people. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like they're
Yeah.
people that I know, and they're like. So to me, and I guess like it's my Colombian side too. And I mean, as he's watching, you know that we're friendly
Sure.
people. So, you know, it wasn't like with the intention of like you go on a date. It was more like you both just moved here. We have a ton of friends in common.
Mm-hmm.
Hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Didn't mean, and to go back to your question, I was exploring the idea.
yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't like in love or anything, but I was, why not? Let's
Yeah.
try this out. He's a
Mhm.
good guy.
Plus, you did Smoochy
and we
smoochy
did
with him,
smoochy
so-
smoochy, and after the
But I
smoochy
feel like that
smoochy,
was
things
you
can
trying to like you were
change.
trying to like trying to get back in to show your friend like, yo, I can have this motherfucker if I
No,
want.
she was with someone
Oh.
else that night too. Like
Oh,
after, like
what
it was
the-
a long story, but we
So
ended
it's
up at
Miami,
somebody else.
baby.
Miami.
What a fun
My
night.
story is just wine. This okay.
Miami.
The rest
But-
of
Chugga,
this
chugga,
episode- chugga,
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 chugga.
chugga, chugga. What's this character's name?
This character.
What's his? I can't read that part. My vision is terrible.
I don't know if he's still
Which-
watching.
Oh.
I know that he
He
said,
got
oh, Kike
Oh,
Gomez.
The
Kike?
ha ha
Kike
ha ha
Gomez.
ha.
The ha 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 ha.
That's
Say
the-
something to him in
That's the
Spanish.
8 chuggas.
Germán,
right
si me estás viendo, mándame un mensaje ya mismo.
Oh.
there. Yeah.
Spanish is so hot to me when people talk.
You
My
should
boyfriend
speak-
does it. I'm like, say more words.
You should,
Say
you
more
should
words.
have told this story
You're just
in
giving weather
Spanish.
updates.
We would have all agreed with you.
Yes. Anything.
I
that
don't
she
know if
says.
he's watching anymore. He
Okay,
probably,
well,
like,
we've
logged off,
we've,
but it's
we've
fine.
talked about, you know, okay, well, if we say if the phrase is lowering our standards,
Yeah.
we've talked about times where we've kind of seen past things where we like would lower our standards,
Yeah.
but there's something that's, you know, you'll stick around. We've always done here's the sitch, deal breakers. So you start high. Let's say he's a perfect 10. He's got a job that you admire, great family, really fun to be around. Doesn't use social media at all, and you're worried about that because you can't find him anywhere.
Yeah.
that
Sexy
a-
though. It's a
You
little
like it?
sexy though.
It's not a
Oh,
deal
yeah.
breaker?
guys that that don't do
No.
social media.
We
What
like
is- are
this.
they- are they, like- they better be
respect it.
Okay, let's
FBI's.
switch,
Yeah, I was getting
let's
ready to
switch it up for guys. Like
Yes.
if you're looking
no,
at
that's fucking
no
weird.
social presence,
Weird.
Why?
does she have a secret family?
I'm
That was okay. Let me tell a scenario. I was dated someone all through college, got my heart broken senior year. I was like, screw this. First time ever being single in Dallas, ever. Like my first time living on my own and then being thrown into a brand new city. And I found this guy was super great. It was like the life of the party. Could not find him anywhere. He also used a different name. He used his middle name, not his first name. I was like, that's bizarre. So I was like, too good to be true, right? I was like, this isn't good, but I'm having fun. We're going out, meeting a lot. It was like my networking opportunity to like meet people in Dallas because I wasn't from
Oh,
there.
he sent up hearts. Sorry.
In my head, oh, thank you, sir.
Kike.
I'd say we return the love,
Besos.
but we don't. Couldn't find him anywhere, and I was like, you know what? This guy probably for sure has a secret family somewhere. Travels a lot, can't find him anywhere. Secret
Okay.
family.
Secret. So
I found out because the baby's Instagram, the baby had an Instagram. The kid Instagram followed me on accident.
baby
Wait,
had an
baby?
Okay,
The baby?
Like
How-
a
what are we
puppy
talking?
Instagram?
okay, let me
How
tell
old?
you.
Like a
Let me
baby.
tell you.
How
Okay,
old?
so the girl,
I'm
I'm
like,
really
so
outing
lost.
myself here. Okay, so the baby mama, really well known on Instagram. She made an Instagram that looked like her Instagram for the baby. The picture is an ultrasound. I'm like, that's strange. Why is this baby page following me? Quickly unfollowed me. Like, you know when you accidentally do the like or
Yep.
a tap?
No,
Yep.
never done that.
Likes,
Never
follows,
happens.
unfollows really fast. Like, that's strange. I've never seen an ultrasound as a profile picture, but here we are. So I did some research, as we do.
Sure.
As the female FBI agents do. You guys
Yes.
know it? You know it.
We've all done it.
Female Bureau
Mhm.
Investigation.
I find tagged photos from 2 weeks prior when he was traveling with family. Baby shower.
Mm.
A baby shower. I was like, you know
Wait,
what?
The shade
Damn.
fan.
Okay, so I'm
Chugga,
in.
chugga.
You need to fan
Chugga,
her
chugga,
out.
chugga.
Yeah.
I chugga for sure. So it's for chugga. That's my sister. See, it's for chugga chuggas. She was the one who actually posted that. Karina, it fell flat. I tried to make the chugga come to life. Anyway, I
I did.
I can't imagine. Like that
was
must
like,
have, like
you know, I have had my heart broken. Now I'm just having fun. Now I'm trying to be cool about it. So I wasn't like emotionally
Yeah.
invested. I was just having fun. But I felt played.
oh,
So I
yeah.
wanted to play back. You know what I mean?
So
You know
you
what I
went and had a
mean?
baby.
Ooh, I love a little
So I went and had a
playback.
baby. I had to
Nice.
spit
Did
out a
your
baby
own
real
baby
fast.
shower.
Through my own baby shower, and he was not invited. No, but it was one of those where, like, if I had thought about how strange it was ahead of time, like looking back, I'm like, wow, of course he didn't use social media. Of course he used his other name. Because if you searched him, he showed up on literally. If you searched his name right now,
Okay, what is
it
it?
would show up. I cannot.
Does he have a
Absolutely.
LinkedIn? That's a huge tool.
Is he
It
watching
showed
as well?
up. No.
Is he watching too?
No.
Oh.
It showed
Is the
up
baby
as
watching?
his name,
hope-
her
okay.
name, baby
I
shower.
would hope
Like,
the baby is.
baby's doing great. This is like 6 years ago. I hope you're doing great. You probably
The
can.
baby's chugga chugging.
She's
The baby's
chugga
chugga
chugging.
The baby
She's
probably has more
practically
followers than us
driving.
now.
That's true.
Son of a
But
bitch.
man, and I got wingmaned into that situation, and I couldn't be mad at my friend because there were red flags thrown left and right, but I was just trying to have fun. So if I had thought back
Yeah.
to those times, like not having a social presence, not really like introducing me to like, he introduced me to some people, but not everybody. They'd be like, you kind of look like, and he'd be like, and I didn't understand what was.
Wow.
Maybe I just was blind because
Was
he
he
was
a kid?
famous.
goodness.
So I guess I
So
wonder.
that's why I changed my
it like
standards in this situation.
Mark Cuban or something? Was he
Yeah.
famous?
Hi, Mark. Thank you for watching. He does.
Oh, Mark.
No, not Mark.
I really wish Mark Cuban sponsor us.
He could be watching.
We could email him. We could ask him.
Maybe this will
No, he.
Oh,
he,
Kike just said,
Uh-oh.
"I'm here." On
But why did he misspell your name?
Oh,
Wait, what?
okay. Well,
That's the
he's done
Colombian.
now. So
Wait, what?
Your
if he
name's
can't
Andre?
spell a name,
Shade.
Say hi, Andre.
he-
Hola.
oh.
Hola.
So
So
anyway.
are these? Is this? Are we talking about standards or red flags? Because I feel like these.
I'm
are
saying
two
that I
different-
changed my
totally
my
different-
typical standards where like he would say do
Were you-
things where
were
I
you-
was like
blocked red flags.
where I was like,
Usually
you know
your
what?
standards would say if something feels off, get out.
Yeah.
And you
Or
lower
I
those
you
do.
want
standards.
something like the deal breakers. It goes
Yeah.
back to deal breakers.
Mhm.
Like your standards are a
Yeah.
set of
But
deal
now that's my
breakers.
deal. That's a deal breaker. Like if I'm like,
family,
ooh,
yeah.
I can't
So no
see
social
media,
media?
having
Family
a
with
baby.
kids,
No,
no.
but being
Married
super
and with
cryptic.
kids, no.
Well,
that's
okay,
on my.
wait, let me
I
give
don't wanna
you
mess with that.
a different scenario with no social media. What if it's just one of those guys, there's not very many of them, but that's just like, I don't really give, can I say that?
Yeah.
Girl,
It's
look,
Really
YouTube
give
is
a
it. I
fuck
just-
about
yeah.
social
about that.
media.
Yeah.
I've done it.
And especially in 2020, what year was this that this happened?
God. 2014, 2015.
Okay,
so social
so
media
That's a little
wasn't
bit,
even like that
you know,
big.
that's different. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
No, enough
But
for a
not
baby
like
to have an
2020.
Instagram.
Right, like
If you don't
I
have,
would say
if
between
you don't have something in
20,
2020,
2017 and 2020, like social media just like
It's
skyrocketed.
gone up the hill and it's gone
My-
down the hill, and at that point it was going up, and now it's going down where it's like it's edgy not to have social media, and it's like I don't care.
now.
About
Now if you have
anyone.
Facebook, it's
Yeah.
like what we
I
were
see what you're
hearing
saying.
earlier.
You know?
Like if you have Facebook, you're too old. If you have
Yeah.
TikTok,
Mhm.
you're too old.
Okay, so
Okay, well,
I'm
first
too
of all-
old and I'm not cool.
Yeah, I was
Here's
gonna say,
there's a
no.
plot
I
twist to
have
throw
just
into
to
this.
watch.
There's a plot twist to throw into this. I saw
That's
this
how we
character
work.
walking down the street the other day, and I did one of those like we knew it was each other, like we
Oh, where'd you
acknowledged.
hide?
Ooh.
And
Were
I
you
went
with your man?
no. God, there would have been a fight in the street. It would have been.
a fight in the
There
street.
would have been. They like know of each other. Like they understand. It
'Cause
would have
it's
been
Mark
not.
Cuban and
Yeah, because
your
it's
man
Mark
knows
Cuban. Thank you so much for sponsoring
and he
the
can't
show.
Y'all stop doing that.
Sorry
Mark
about
Cuban
your
gonna start
wife.
getting the text messages
Yeah.
and
I know,
emails.
great.
We're probably gonna
Sorry,
get
Mark.
dropped
Guys, we're
from
trying to
our-
win a
Sorry,
championship next year,
We're trying
so
to-
can you please stop?
Okay, I'll stop.
Easy.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's my bad.
Anyway, I ignored a flag, many flags. It was a way where I changed my standards. I changed what I would normally look for. There was a lot of sketchiness, but I was like, this is going to be fun. And then I really did get my feelings hurt because I was, I don't know.
I'm just gonna do one chugga to that because
Yeah.
I feel super sad
Like
for
a
you.
sad
I'm all
Oh,
out.
no,
I chug
things
too
are
much.
good
so-
now.
Can I give,
Things
can
are
I,
good
can I
now.
give an example?
Please, let's
in
hear it.
fact, and Heidi was actually here for this, and Juan. The real life story that happened this weekend, which was not a me lowering my standards, was
it red
just a
flags?
me opening my mouth about standards.
Brent
or-
opening his mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
Mm,
requirements
that's
that
not
led
one,
to a debate,
Uh-oh.
a date and debate podcast. Check her out.
Mhm.
And it became like a real debate to where it was like it got way too heated. But what I said was, I said I typically prefer to date women in their 20s or like mid to high 20s.
Oh, my
You feel the
heart.
heat over here? This just got hot, really hot.
My
Right
heart.
over here.
sweating.
He's not even
I'm
done yet.
instantly
I'm not even done
sorry.
yet.
He's not
Okay,
even
go
done
on.
yet.
Oh.
But let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. I said that's typically what I like, what I would prefer to date, only because that's kind of where I feel like my mental, and that's more of a testament of men.
Your
we
mature,
mature
your level of
yes,
maturity. Okay.
Yes, and like, but it's not all the time.
That's where you ended up going. That's not how you started that.
okay. Well,
Okay.
but
That's not how you
Heidi
started that,
got
Brent.
it. Heidi
Brent,
got
I'm
it.
gonna tell you what happened. I'm
Brett?
gonna tell the real story.
Do I need to tell the
No,
story,
I'm
or
gonna
you gonna
the
tell
real
your side of the
I'm
story?
gonna tell the real story. So what I said though was,
Yes. Wait for it.
but what I said was, I typically like to date younger, and mainly because women who are in their 30s, who are single, are crazy.
Say more.
And
Crack your knuckles. It'll scare you.
Continue.
Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
are you about to get crazy?
Just keep going.
I'm about to get crazy.
And so then I said, but also typically there's like more. But I also said, hey, look, this is not all the time. This is not a blanket thing that I just throw out there. And then I had to fight back by saying this is like how women use height as their requirement. So what's the difference?
That's fair.
the-
That's very fair. Women throw height around like crazy,
They're like,
and
you
they
gotta be
deserve
6 foot
the shit they
to,
get back.
you gotta be
Yep.
6 foot to
I'll
ride
give
this
you
ride.
that.
Like, what the fuck? The other day, I met a girl and we're talking. The first thing she says is, "What's your height?" And I was like, I would want to be like, "What's your weight? Like, what's your fucking?"
Well, can I say something? You can't compare height.
That was the argument that she said.
to-
She was your age,
Oh.
and like that's where she got mad at me, and I didn't know that.
Well,
But that's
it is an uncontrollable.
So you can't compare
Which-
height. Like height is not a personality. Like, and,
Mhm.
and saying that 33
You're
age
is
isn't a
immediately like
personality.
right. Like saying that 33.
Right.
Like I feel like height is more like a physical thing. 33 doesn't define.
It could be a
someone's
physical thing because
personality.
she'll look
I-
old, she'll look
Well,
younger
it
for
can
longer.
be.
I
I
think
just feel
it's
like
kind
it's
of-
just more much more superficial.
Which one?
One.
The height?
The height
One's
one.
Yeah, the height
Than
one's more
the age
superficial.
one, because I mean I'm mentally not 33. I think I'm 15 sometimes. You know, but
Right. That's
So,
why I said
and
it's not the
I'm
same
not
for
crazy.
how old
everybody.
was the girl? Was she like 31 or 39?
Turns out she was like 32, and I wasn't even thinking about that.
she was even younger than I
Oh.
was.
She was with.
You know what, guys? I quit.
It's too political. Get out of here.
She was with somebody else.
I need you.
and I didn't even. It wasn't even registering that she was that age because I wasn't even talking about. I wasn't even thinking about her. She was with somebody else, and then when they left abruptly in the third quarter of the Cowboys game,
Second quarter.
second quarter, I was like,
That ain't halftime.
Oh, so you ruined a game?
not only that, but they broke up.
Uh,
Thus, her proving my point
In
that
the
she was
parking lot.
crazy because she broke up with him in the
Well,
parking lot.
Look,
over
but I
that.
think that women that are 25, 26, 45, 60 can be crazy. Like you can't just say
100%.
that women only over 30 are
Absolutely.
I think that
Crazy ones,
most
especially
women
if they're
are
single.
crazy.
like honestly, in my personal case, like I don't consider myself to be crazy. People that know me might differ.
What is it, your boy from Miami?
All right,
think?
Kike, what do you
Kike.
think?
yeah.
I think
Local?
some of my other friends are watching too.
Give us a thumbs. Oh, Jules says she needs a man because she's 5'11". Girl, you get an excuse. You get a height requirement anytime you like.
Does she have a height requirement? That's what I want to know.
She
Jules?
does. Remember, she
Yeah,
does.
she was
We
on
had
your
her- we
show.
had her
What was the
on-
height? What was her height requirement?
It
What's
was.
the minimum- what's the
It
minimum,
was. I want
Jules?
to say she said. I think she said like 6'2" or 6'3".
Did she?
Has to
Okay.
be. This girl likes heels. She's a model.
But
She's an entrepreneur.
here's my thing on that, and I'm coming at it from a same place as you because I'm short, right? So then I got to defend that.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing that I would say for that is like, just because you're of this age and I'm of this height, that shouldn't be what defines. That's what's on paper. But
Agreed.
once you get to know each other, all that shit should go out the door.
Yes, absolutely.
And like, if you are basing this relationship's going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
good on your height, then you're fucking cutting yourself off at the legs from the start because you could miss out on something great.
yeah.
So,
Jules, Michael said he's 6'7", just to let you know.
Hi, Mike.
So
oh.
I've seen a lot of comments come through, but I can't read them.
I know we're all blind because we're old and crazy.
What if we don't even have
Yeah, I'm
to?
over 33. Sorry, I'm crazy.
We won't.
Sorry, we're
And
blind
blind.
and crazy. 'cause
Wait,
we're
can I make
old.
a point about the age thing?
Yeah.
Yes, but then
So-
I have a crazy topic.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
And I want
something
to
I
get the crazy
always
part.
point out on Dallas Wingman when girls talk about height, we want a taller guy because we feel insecure and we want to be the smaller one, right?
Mhm.
That's why girls want tall guys. It's our own insecurities. So I'm wondering if guys that want to date younger girls, it's also their own insecurities
No.
because they don't think they could handle somebody that's as mature
And that's-
or more mature than them.
And that kind of
No?
like ties into like the crazy part, I think. And I'm probably gonna get a little more serious right now. I think that labeling women as crazy is a little dangerous
For sure.
sometimes because a lot of times the reason why they're crazy is because of
guys.
men.
Yeah.
Men make
That's
us
true.
fucking crazy.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
So-
that,
Thanks,
but we're
boys.
Real quick, I don't mean to interrupt, but
Uh-oh,
because
God,
this
is
is Pitch
that you?
Dating Show, there's love
yeah.
in the
Oh,
comment section.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
I wanna
Michael and Creator
see.
Jules are
Is that
bonding
Peroni
over
Mike?
height.
Show us.
Mike is one of our.
So-
if that's the one I'm thinking.
Do we not
is
even
that
have to pitch
Peroni
people
Mike?
anymore? They
No,
just
we
text
just
each other
do
in
it.
the chat
Oh,
room.
man.
This is easy.
This is our.
Oh
This
my
is the new
God, I'm
format.
gonna text
We
you
just-
both later.
I talk about how she's crazy. She talks about how I'm short, and then people fall in love.
And Michael, Creator Jules is a great musician,
Yep.
great singer.
Wait, let's all
Great
pitch
content
you.
creator.
What?
Great
You need
content
to
creator.
check her out.
Oh, we're gonna do
Nice.
like
She's
a
had a new song that
impromptu
just got.
pitch.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing.
She's a thriving young woman she's driven, she's smart,
She has
she's
a cute
charismatic.
dog. She has a cute dog.
Yes,
Most importantly.
she owns her own company. She's a
only
content
fan.
creator and a musician.
Yes.
She's a catch.
Wow.
Get on that, Michael.
boys. Okay, Michael. Oh my god. Okay.
Bam.
Well,
Is there
this-
a way to like
Hit
see-
me up on Instagram, he said.
Love it.
Okay,
Wait,
hold
how
on
are
a
you
second.
seeing
We're
it?
talking about, unleashing our crazy or displaying our crazy. I want to talk about the crazy that happens in your community, your group. Although you're like the, what's
like
the
the
word?
mama
You're like
hen.
you're like the godmother of the group.
Yeah.
You let people show their crazy a little bit
I
because we
do.
all have a little bit of crazy,
I do, yeah.
and people are finding love based on their craziness in that group.
They are
Yeah.
batshit crazy, and I let them be because if you can't be in a group where you're being yourself, and if you're in a
Yeah.
group where people are like, "Don't say that," or
Yeah.
"You can't
Yeah.
do this," like, who wants to be a part of that? We're
Yeah.
not in
You
school.
don't wanna be
I'm not
censored.
your fucking principal. Like,
There's no
Be
chugga chuggas
crazy.
here.
no,
No
chugga
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 chuggas.
chugga to that.
Chugga
Not being
chugga to that,
censored.
man.
I need
yeah.
some
And
more.
wingman.
We need some more to
The
chugga
chug.
chugga.
Well, I'm out of chugging.
We need a chugga
Uh-oh.
break.
We had too many
Oh, God.
doubles.
Too many.
Can I say one thing that you guys do well? I love it.
Please.
That you don't censor. And what happens is if someone says something crazy, then maybe like a group troll will come in and
Oh, I wonder who that troll is.
I wonder, and who will troll that and then kind of break up the, I guess, whatever awkward tension there could be from
Yeah.
that and kind of draw it away, which is because if you did police everything, first of all, your life would be hell because of all the posts.
Yes.
But also, like, sometimes you just need to let things play out and conversations will then end up dying or keep going and then,
I want to give
whatever.
it another outside perspective because I think you do a great job of letting people be themselves. But you've created this maybe too safe of a place where people forget. I mean, they're posting public stories, but they're also being very honest and vulnerable. I'm like, that's on Facebook. Your photo's right there. Your job's right there. You're one Google search away, unless you use a fake name and your fake baby Instagram.
You know
But
who
if you
you're talking
Where you
don't,
hit on
You're
my
just-
friend.
to. You know who you're talking
Callback.
to.
And maybe you're
I've heard. This
traveling,
is
traveling with your
brought back up
family, but
your
it's a wedding,
family,
a
your
baby
oil
shower.
and gas.
Mm.
Ugh.
But, like-
Anyway, you've created a safe place,
well,
and it makes people not crazy, but they just unlock
yeah.
themselves.
What I've always said about it is that I think about the platform that it's on, which is Facebook. Facebook users are a very specific type of person.
Mhm.
The people that don't have Facebook don't have it for a reason. They don't want to be commenting all the time. They don't want to be.
Yeah.
People that have Facebook are typically,
Yeah.
all of us. They're people that want to be engaging in comments. They love to look at drama. They love looking at posts. So that is the type of personality that is in this group. And so run wild. I don't
Yeah.
care.
My
Have
favorite,
fun.
and it's just because of like that, like how comfortable people are, is Friday night after dark.
Oh boy.
It gets.
Why
have
don't
to
you give
look
us a
at it.
pitch on what happens?
So Friday night after dark in Dallas Wingman, there is a post that goes up Friday night at 8 o'clock.
You should read last Friday's.
No,
It gets deleted,
well,
doesn't it?
it gets deleted
Oh.
Saturday
That's
at
how you
noon,
know
and
it's good.
basically it's a place for all these horny pervs to go crazy
It gets
on social
wild.
media.
Please
and
get in. Heidi's like hiding behind.
And
the
Just hiding.
You would be shocked that. Oh, I guess you shouldn't be shocked.
it's like
But
the
women
little-
are the ones that are saying the crazier,
Yeah.
horny
So
shit
one of
way
our
more than the men. Way
one
more.
of our
They feel
admins,
comfortable.
Katie, it was actually her idea. She was like, because being a Facebook group, we walked that line of like, do we want to let people be huge fucking perverts and talk about this shit? And she said, what if we do a Friday night after dark where she sets a topic every night? So like, what was the last one? Because we were both.
Oh,
I'll
it
tell
was-
you because I had to
we-
Google some things. I think it was
It
the
was- it-
position.
Yeah, it was like.
it
Oh,
position?
what's your favorite?
What was your
sex
favorite position? What was your least favorite position? What was the one that you
Oh!
wanted?
Great sex. That's when the great
Yeah,
sex, bad
and that's
sex
when I said
conversation
like
started.
my favorite was like CEO. My least favorite was mailroom, and like just saying stupid shit. Like,
To
people-
troll on them, yeah.
We
But
compared. Wait,
that's
hold on.
good.
And then we
this was
started a
something-
conversation in our
Hold
chat.
on. I think Juan, you made a. I think we all made good comparisons. I don't know if I was as active in that. I
Oh,
was
the Eve.
What did I say? I
the
said,
FedEx
yeah,
versus.
like,
Okay, how do we? Let's go into that.
it
We were
was-
talking
We
about.
were talking. This led all the way
Pizza.
down to
One.
sex,
Mhm.
and talking about good sex versus
Bad
bad
sex.
sex.
And
Yeah.
whose
And,
responsibility
right, and whose
is
responsibility?
the good sex
Who
with bad
gets
sex?
who gets the responsibility? to put on them
Credit
for
or
the-
blame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so which it will
Where-
pretty much always go to the men.
Yeah.
And
We
Juan,
get
tell
all the
them why.
blame. Yeah,
Tell
we
them
get
why.
all the blame and not most of the credit.
None
but
of the glory.
no, we don't get all the well, we get glory, but I mean it's our own personal glory.
Well,
Oh,
we get 9 months of
Oh
glory.
boy.
Well, yeah, I
Wow.
guess.
Well,
That's,
excuse-
Baby shower.
Okay,
Well.
the baby shower. All
The
right,
baby
guys.
shower
All right.
callback. Sorry.
Thank you.
What was the comparison though?
Well, I mean, we were talking about bad sex. I mean, from a guy standpoint, I mean, it's very hard for us to have bad sex, and I compare it to pizza.
Yep.
You know, you can have a pizza that'll get the job done,
For sure.
Mhm.
Domino's, you know,
Yeah.
or you can have good pizza, or you have great pizza.
Yeah.
But very, very rarely have you ever had pizza and said, "God damn, that was awful." You know what I mean?
I've
Like
never.
you rarely say that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, and if you do have bad pizza, you remember everything
That
about
was
it.
my-
You remember the weather that was
Yeah.
that day. You remember what kind of socks you had on.
If you walk past,
Not the
that pizza
socks.
place, you're like,
Oh, I remember
shit.
this pizza.
Mine was my favorite.
And you
Let
tell
me
all your
read-
friends, don't go to that pizza place.
Let me read
not go there.
what you said, because I spit out my Diet Coke probably. You said, we remember where it was, what you were wearing that night, and whether the Cowboys won the Sunday before.
That is true.
Sorry,
I need
boys.
something
Sorry
to
about
chug
last
And then we
week.
just
But it's-
started making comparisons of like, because girls look at it differently. Girls would rather starve themselves than eat the bad pizza.
I
I'd rather
agree.
not eat that day than eat the bad pizza.
Right.
Then we
So-
turned it into a shopping analogy.
And then it was
Yeah.
shopping. Then it
Yes.
was like
it was
Andre
shopping
had
and
the best
shipping,
one.
and I was like,
shipping.
bad sex is eBay. Good sex is Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I think I said
Wow.
for you guys, good sex is same day shipping, and then bad sex is like 2 weeks, and then you
yeah,
get the
fuck
note
that.
on your door where you got to go fucking pick it up.
Yeah,
You're like,
no,
what was the point of
exactly.
doing that?
Talking to you,
Yes,
UPS.
Yeah.
Real quick, Marines perspective or former Marines perspective, lower your standards, raise your average.
Mm.
Interesting.
I'm going to need an explanation on that.
Yeah,
We gotta be
I
Marines
had
to
think
understand that
about it
one.
For a second.
Britain knows.
It's
Oh.
basically it's saying like lower your standards down to a 7 and
More like a
then-
2.
Or
Didn't we
2,
just
and
say
then-
Didn't
20
we
minutes
just-
ago not to lower our standards?
We're not
Never lower your standards.
I didn't
Ever.
say this.
I'm not saying to date.
Everybody,
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
so we're talking about one
Oh.
night
Talking
stands.
about
Okay.
pizzas.
Just
Juan made
Yeah,
another.
smooches.
Juan
Like
made
smoochy
another great comparison. Didn't know we went. This went. I mean, like 60.
This was our deep Friday
60,
night.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
wild night, guys. Juan
Yeah.
said, "Great sex, skydiving, bad sex, turbulence."
For women. For women.
Oh, and then I
I was
compared
like,
to, like,
oh,
didn't I compare to,
Neiman's and Marshalls.
that was me. You're welcome.
And I said, I love Marshalls.
I mean, I love
Ladies,
it too.
am I
but-
right?
Marshalls
like
come through the
little-
clutch
Oh,
Oh,
when
sometimes.
it comes to quality.
but Marshalls
Yeah.
is like when you're desperate, when
Yeah.
you really need something, you need
Marshalls-
it fast.
Marshalls-
and
you-
the Marshall stores are not known to be the cleanest or most
For
organized.
sure.
But if I
If
need
If you
some
want quality,
shoes-
you're going to Neiman Marcus.
If you
Right.
you go into
Wonderful.
Marshalls and you have a
Quality
you have
and
a child.
experience. How about that?
Got it,
Experience.
got
Right.
it.
Neiman's, you walk in and you get like an espresso and they sit you down.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. You're
I get
you
looked
just
at
feel
funny.
safe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They look at me the
You
wrong
feel
way. They give me the
safe.
crooked eye.
Oh,
So
no.
Jules is asking a question.
She-
Would you
we
go
have-
on a date with? So you might have jumped on late. We talked about this, but I
Don't
think the
understand.
Let's
consensus
answer.
was
Everyone
No.
answer?
no.
For me,
I would
somebody
say-
who
I would-
doesn't have social media.
I would say no for me. Is
You don't
no.
have to be active on social media. Just let me know that you don't have a
I would
Yeah.
say no for me because like if you don't as a woman, like you're probably in the FBI, and I'm definitely not fucking with that. No way.
Ladies,
I would.
Yeah, I would too.
boys back there, do you want to tell us? I feel like.
Katie,
Katie says something.
Such a
Oh,
good question.
there's,
so much assumed. Oh,
Let me see here. Such a good question. Thank you so much, Katie, for being brave enough to comment on it. There's so much assumed trust in social media. I can't read behind that piece. What does it say? Almost like a lack of trust of existence if they don't have
Yeah.
social
Well,
media.
I guess it depends on how you meet. The reason I say yes, when I met my boyfriend, I met him in person. We had face-to-face interaction. Come to find out, he had no Facebook. He had an Instagram, but he hadn't posted on it in literally 5 years. I'm not kidding.
Oh my God.
5 years.
Yeah.
So to me, it was like, okay, I already know you. I know you're cool, and I think
Yeah.
it's kind of cool that you like don't really give a fuck about social media. But dating app or something, I'd probably be like,
Yeah, I would just be like you're like a sex robot, like one of those that you find on dating apps. Like oh I don't have any social media, but I have a Snapchat. Like
A
fuck
sex
outta here,
robot.
okay?
Oh yeah,
You
if
just
you have
steal my
Snapchat. So
information.
see, Snapchat for me is one of those that I'm like,
Is that a red flag if somebody
Oh, yes.
when you're texting
100%.
or no, you match and then they say, "What's your Snapchat though?" Like,
Yeah.
does that
there's
immediately
a
like
company
Nope.
that strategically makes you go do that so you can get to the person on Snapchat. They send you some Snapchats and then you have to pay for it. And I'm saying that because I know a girl that works for them.
Oh.
It's called phishing,
She should be on the next.
and it happens a
episode.
lot. No, because there's two. If a guy goes, "What's your Snapchat?"
Yeah.
He's instantly trying to get nudes, right?
Yeah.
If a girl gives you her Snapchat, she's trying to get you to pay for her nudes.
I see.
I
So-
also think that Snapchat can be a shady way of communication for like your man
yeah,
who
absolutely.
has a
Disappears.
wife.
So-
Yeah, because it
But if you
disappears and
remember
disappears
Chris,
so quickly.
what is it, Chris?
Delia, yeah.
The video where
comedian.
he realized like that Snapchats can be saved because they can be,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and he
But you just have to be quick about it, don't you?
and he lost, and his face
Snapchat.
just went down because he realized that.
So
Chris.
Not
Snapchat.
Wow, that's a new app we're working on.
Are you
Snatch.
personally?
So, sorry guys, I'm developing a new app. It's not Vouch anymore. It's called Snatch.
I think I would vouch for that.
Thank you so much.
I vouch for the snatch
Yeah.
on that
well,
chat.
Okay.
that.
And here we are. Yeah, no, I think social media it's almost like used like a verification tool these days. It's like
Yeah.
to look somebody up.
For
I mean,
sure.
I'm guilty of like when wanting to hire somebody, I look them up to see
Mhm.
like what are, not. Do you have a presence? What are you up to? But I feel like people do that with dating. Like I
Oh,
know girls who Google the
1000%.
hell.
Oh,
I didn't because I'm an
100%.
idiot and I didn't know that guy's name. But
It was 2014.
Sounds like you should have.
It sounds like-
It sounds like you should have Googled him before, but.
once I figured out the real name, also had an arrest, which I didn't know about. You know, this just isn't
What
going
kind of
well
arrest?
for
What
me.
kind
I
of
feel like
arrest?
I'm
Like, if
making
it's
myself
like a-
sound like I'm
whatever,
not a
like, He was
good.
caught drunk one night.
Drugs?
Like it's not. Yeah.
Who?
Drug dealer.
You said
No.
he had an arrest.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. I was like,
No.
oh, it was a DUI. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
No.
Do we? I thought we had another question. No.
No,
Okay.
but I think with the just to piggyback on that, that'll happen a lot if you meet somebody through a dating app or whatever the case is. They will want to see your Instagram or
Yeah.
stuff like that just to see like what your vibe is, what you
Mhm.
post, like what your.
Mhm.
I mean, because you can kind of get a decent idea. I mean, does this person post pictures holding fish, or does this person
That was a big thing on Wingman this week. The fish in your dating app pictures.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
Okay, I have a-
So you and I talked about this on my podcast.
I have a theory about this and a solution because I love to spin up an idea. When we did our podcast, when was that? That was pre-pandemic.
That
February.
was January or
yeah,
February.
it was early this
That
year.
was
That
so
was 7
fun.
years ago.
That
Yeah.
was 17 years ago. Riggs was sweet. Didn't bark at me.
Oh. Lucky.
Anyway, before I went
Just
on the
doesn't
show,
make
I
the
wanted to
times.
have some
Don't blame
talking points, and I asked girls like their biggest and guys their biggest pet peeves when it comes to dating app pictures, and it was like this overwhelming. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
two things: girls would rather die than see you hold a dead fish,
Yep.
boys. And if you wear a hat in every photo, something's up.
You're bald.
Mm-hmm.
It's
just
called
like
hat fishing.
It's like a girl
Catfishing.
that takes a picture from this angle, like she's
Skyview.
she's
Yeah.
bigger. I mean, it's like let's be like and then the fish thing. It's I don't know why that's such a big deal because
It's
everyone
just
seems to
not
love
sexy.
fish and love sushi. So I mean, you
But
could
it's
probably
just
make
I have a
I
theory.
don't want to see a picture
I have
of
a
like
theory.
a guy with their hand in.
But I have a theory. The guys that have those photos, chances are they're like that's their proudest moment. It's
Mhm.
a time where it's not weird to be like, hey man, grab a photo of me. I just caught this 12
Hey man, get
pound
that picture.
bass. I can't
just
think of
caught-
anything.
Just count
It's
this.
kind
You know
of
what I
like
mean?
the
Like,
equivalent
Pack
of
your
like
picture.
It's a
being
boomerang
an adult.
mimosa, you know?
being an adult and being like, this
Holy
is my
shit.
athletic, cool, I can
Yeah.
provide
yeah.
fish thing. Because we don't have like high school basketball pictures anymore that you can just post on
Some
your
people still
social
use.
media.
There was a girl that, man, I'm gonna have to find this story somewhere. She, like, looked a guy up. He said he had a picture. I think it was my friend Emily. Sorry, Emily, if you're watching this.
Ooh, we
He
have
like had a
question.
jersey on, so she
Ooh,
went to the
question.
site to look up if he was active on the team. He graduated like 6 years ago. So he was using a 6-year-old college football picture to get people's attention, but he was like a total fraud. And I was like, damn, my dude, what does it say?
We have a question.
What does that say? I
Yes.
can't
Ladies, how large of an age gap before it's too much? Are we
Oh.
going up or
Ooh.
down? I guess it
Should we
depends on how old we are.
Yeah.
I would say
How much money?
Interesting.
I would say for me like
You-
15.
You don't have an answer? Oh.
You would go like 15 years
Up
up.
or down?
Yeah.
That's
up.
interesting.
I would go.
It's interesting.
I mean, I've always
That's
dated.
interesting from what I said earlier about dating younger women. 15 years.
What?
You would go up 15 years.
I mean, that's like my limit. I mean,
Right, but
Here's-
but
here's-
that
But
kind
you're
of-
hating on the guys that date that much younger, is
Oh,
what
no,
he's
no, no. I
saying.
never hated on you dating younger. I hated on the fact that you said that women over 30 are crazy.
Yeah.
That's hurtful.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that
That's
was
hurtful.
that's where I went wrong.
How much younger would you go?
Probably like 5.
I think it also depends how old you are, because if you're 25 and you're trying to get with a 20-year-old man, that's
Right.
right. They
Oh,
can't
no.
rent a car, they can't drink, they can't do anything.
Most
Can't do
importantly,
anything.
You can't drive a car?
I'm 33
Oh, I
now.
think they drive a
Rent a car. But if you're
He's 15.
40
Yeah.
and they're 35, like, that's cool. It's like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think so. The way that I feel like a gauge for me is if you like, okay, let's just assume everyone's 25 plus, right? When I like to play a game, it's like, what were you doing when this song came out? So a song comes out, we're listening. This has happened to me recently where I'm like, damn, we might be too far apart. 7 to 10 years, I think that's like a healthy maximum. Because if you were clubbing and your girl was in 4th grade at the YMCA dance, it gets weird when you're listening. Heidi's my only, y'all can't see her, but she's the only person laughing at me. Thank you so much. She's gonna be here at every episode.
Yes.
So like,
These are
what
her clubs.
But see,
my
that-
guy and I will play, like literally, like, okay, Hot in Here came up on the rate. Why was I listening to Hot in Here? I don't know, but it came up on Spotify, and I was like, what were you doing when the song came out? And he was like, oh, I was definitely getting at the club, and I was like, I was in 6th grade at the YMCA. Like I was,
Yeah,
and
but
that was weird.
That's
it
a
was
bad,
weird
that's
to
a bad
compare.
game to play
That's
because
awful.
because
I
you're
mean-
gonna get into like some weird pedophilia type shit. 'Cause
No,
of, like,
it was just
well,
like, damn, that shows how
essentially you're
different we
like,
are.
well, I was like 12,
Well,
and he's like,
I
I
mean,
can't. Okay, I wasn't hollering at you when you were
It was
12.
just, it's
like,
a funny, okay, let me
Yeah,
preface
it
this.
is.
It's a funny game to show how different it is, but literally after you're 25,
it's all the same.
it all starts to blend. Like, it doesn't cause
does.
issues with us
Yeah.
all
And
the
we listen to
time.
music.
It's
like,
just
when
more
we
of
get
a
in-
funny, like, okay, anything more than this would have been bizarre.
Yeah.
So,
So Jules, whatever feels right.
yeah, sorry, we didn't answer your
Whatever feels
question.
right.
Whatever
If,
feels
if
right.
it's legal and it's consensual, like, you do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
with
if
those
they,
things.
and if they can't rent the car, then you rent the car.
If,
Yeah.
like, you can write
Be
your
in the
car,
moment.
Jules.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about songs
Or-
from 2005. Be in
Yeah.
the moment. Let's talk about
But
all the littles that are out there and the
Hey,
youngs.
There was some good songs in 2005.
There
yeah,
was-
and they
that's
started
good.
coming
And take
back
an Uber.
eventually.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Take an Uber.
Yeah, whatever feels right. Shout out to Anna Nicole Smith.
Whatever feels right, and
Whatever floats
you
your
have
boat as long as
fun,
it's legal. That's it.
Mhm.
and he's not texting your
Consensual,
friend.
legal. That's it.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
The more you know.
Woo,
So we have
I'm
no
sweating.
answers for
So
you,
we have no
basically.
answers. Don't come to us for dating advice. Just let us critique your life choices. Is what I don't know. Katie last time I thought she was really funny. She gave us like pretty specific like what she's looking for in somebody who's like secure, has got a great job. I know we've been joking about like if somebody works in an industry where we're like, you know, questionable. We've talked about those like as deal breakers. What are some like interesting? I'm gonna look to you for this one. How's well, I don't know if I'm allowed to bring this up. Are there any interesting girls that you've met, been super stoked, super interested?
Katie's
But-
parents were 14 years apart, by the way.
See,
Mm.
See?
great
And
things.
success.
And they made
Oh,
Katie.
see?
So are you kidding
So
me?
Katie,
Success.
you understand. 15
the
is
dad's the R and the woman's the V. The mom's the V.
What?
and what's
RV.
the R?
I get
Oh,
it,
I was
Brent.
like-
I got you, Brent. The RV.
Yeah.
But what does R stand for? Like
Recreation.
His name's probably
Recreational
Robert. I don't
vehicle.
know. Her name's
Oh,
Virginia.
Okay. Okay.
Brent, as our resident single dude here, any interesting jobs that have occupations of girls that you've talked to lately? Any strippers?
You let him answer the question.
Guys, stripper, come on. That's a conversation
Somebody
that stays
come
in the strip club and dies in the strip club.
No, okay. I'm asking this as a successful, both actor who work in sales. You're really, you
Yeah.
know, you do a great job. Have you met girls where you're like, wow, they're within my age criteria, not too
You know-
old, not too crazy, but they have got a job that you're like,
You know what's funny? Yes, I have two separate accounts. One, well, they were in the bar scene, and that has been shut down. So
mhm.
they started doing OnlyFans type stuff. Which,
Okay.
okay, it's like not a huge fan,
Not
but
a
I get
fan?
it. Sorry, it makes you drop
Too
your
many
cup.
chugga
But,
chuggas.
Too many chuggas.
Now the flip side though, and it's like, all right, I don't know if I can start to take that serious, right? Then the flip side was somebody, she's about to graduate from the academy, being a police officer, and I was like, damn, that is a bold move to want to be a police officer right now. Like, it's just like, whoa, like I don't.
It's too heavy for you, like too
well,
much.
it's just like, I don't know. One side, I think like obviously the police force needs some good people, needs great people. So
Yeah.
like, I commend you for that. But I don't know if I'm the one to be around for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it couldn't be more opposite.
Man.
Mm.
Well, legal and consensual, great advice. Thanks, guys. You know
You're
what?
welcome.
There you
We
go,
got
Jules.
you.
I feel like the parents of Jules, if you find love after this wonderful advice,
With Michael, right?
With
Aren't they
Michael,
like
maybe.
already together right now?
Are you guys
Are
hanging
we
out?
gonna have like our first pitch wedding with them?
I will get ordained or whatever I have to do.
Can we be the
officiate.
bridesmaids?
You guys have the makeup.
I
You're
got
ready. We're ready
hell of
now
a
for
maid
the
of
first
honor
wedding.
speech,
Okay,
so.
great.
What did he
Oh,
say?
we already have
Send
a
that
makeup
lady
artist in here.
Yeah.
my way. Is that what that says?
Which
Oh,
one?
Right. Which one?
Oh,
Send
yeah,
that lady cop.
Oh, the cop.
Oh.
That's such a good song. Okay,
Things
well,
would be different if the handcuffs got
Well,
brought in.
well, here we are. Didn't realize I was putting myself on blast most of this episode. I was really here to troll Brent, but
It's impossible.
No,
to
you
do
trolled
that.
yourself.
I trolled myself. I hope
Yeah.
you're watching this, sir.
And no one can troll me because I control myself way better than you ever.
I think that's
can.
what you do. You set it up so that you're like, I just trolled myself
You
trying to
don't
troll
give
you.
anyone a chance.
You just
to
don't
troll
even give
you.
them a
Yeah, there's
chance.
no way.
You don't
Yeah.
give them a chance.
Smart.
Very smart.
He's the
I'm
Eminem of
offensive.
trolling.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on.
Do we have more questions?
Hold on a second. You wouldn't date anyone who has an OnlyFans. To Brent.
So you wouldn't?
Damn.
Do we know her?
Liz.
You know who that is?
Isn't that Liz from
yeah.
Modern
So to date, I mean, you know, yeah, we could date. Now, I mean, let's be honest. Like, if we're moving into a serious thing, have to be like, all right, we might need to graduate from this OnlyFans. I mean, unless you're just making crazy.
You do what
bank.
graduating from OnlyFans is, right?
So if
Well,
it's
there's two
porn-
graduations. There's two graduation
Is it porn?
ceremonies.
So-
There's one where you get to retire and you don't do that anymore, or there's one where you
Go to the next level?
go to the next level. You go to
Brent, if
porn.
she's bringing, and I think if it's Liz from Modern Day Movie, I heard it on one of their
Yeah.
episodes. So if she is bringing like $20,000 a month home just by like giving a little dance and doing her thing, not because on
Just a
OnlyFans you're
little
not like
dance.
just a little like shimmy shim,
Mhm.
you know.
A what?
Why not?
One more
I guess
time?
the only
Shimmy
thing,
still a
the
little.
only
Shimmy
thing,
shim.
the only
Get that on
thing-
camera. Thank you
the
so
only
much.
thing I'd have to worry about is you know, I do have a daughter who's in like middle school, about to be in high school,
True.
That's
and
true.
her friends could
True.
be like, "Oh, here's your dad's little," and you know, just it could cost some shit, you know. So
Yes.
I got to think about that kind of stuff.
Good
Okay.
perspective there.
That's yes.
Very good.
You're right.
If she's not showing her face, go for it. I'm in.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Shimmy shim, just like a little like boob.
What was this in the
and ass
20s?
action.
Shimmy shim.
I don't know.
Just showing
I don't think you've
ankles.
seen a lot of OnlyFans.
I-
Because they're not making
Like,
the
how
shimmy.
are like-
The people that do the shimmy shim is not making 20,000.
You know, the
Yeah.
typical content you see.
Watch
Just
this.
shimmies.
She's watching
Thanks,
Helen
Heidi.
of Troy's
In a bathing suit and just drinking.
I
a
don't know.
cocktail.
I've
That's
heard
all
people
OnlyFans is.
are doing
It's-
great things for themselves on OnlyFans.
You know, it's definitely morphing, but you know, it's still.
I feel like you're in deep thought about this.
Well, yeah, 'cause it's-
You're contemplating.
Well, I am because I'm thinking like it's morphing, and like as
Uh-huh.
things change these days, like you like in my industry, you have to be able to roll with change. If you stay
Right.
stagnant, you will be at the end, and then you will be gone.
Yep.
But so you have to be able to adapt with change, and OnlyFans is now another medium for people to
Correct.
express themselves or to do whatever they
Showcase
wanna
their
do, showcase
talents.
their
I
talents.
just feel
I'm
like
gonna start
there's
showing my feet.
100 other ways to make money. So
Yes.
many other ways to make money. I get it. It's easy. It's quick. It's basically the digital version of being a stripper, no?
Yes.
In some
Easy,
instances,
quick,
yes.
a lot of money. That's great. How do you feel about yourself? How do you sleep at night? Is it sustainable? What happens if like China or whoever owns OnlyFans like shuts it down?
Yeah.
If that
What
was
do you
stupid, I'm
do?
sorry, I don't know who owns it, but you
I
know
gue-
what
I
I'm
guess
saying.
the
that's the
flip
flip
side too is like if you decide to do that for yourself and that you're feeling comfortable with like selling your body and just that's all you're doing, then I don't think that's
Well,
a big
but-
like if that's what you decide
There's a
to
whole
do.
nother episode.
No,
Right,
that's-
no, but I'm-
for sure.
yes.
My only thing I was gonna say is when you go to dinner and you want to sit down and talk about like, hey, how was your day at work like? And it's like, well, you know, I
True.
try to sell this. Like, what was your day? Like, oh, I took these 3 pictures and got, you know, and it's just
That
like there's
sounds like
not a
women
lot
shaming.
to talk about.
That I think OnlyFans could be a whole nother
Oh.
episode.
It's
You
not
guys can tune
women
into my
shaming.
page.
Canceled conversation.
I'm not women shaming anybody. at
Well,
all,
canceled
no.
conversation sounds like a troll to me anyway.
Yeah.
So we're having a discussion.
I like-
Can I do
I
this
about
on
it.
YouTube? Or
Yes.
I can advocate for both sides. I think
Yeah.
that guys and girls use OnlyFans, by the way, to make a lot of money.
Mhm.
I think it's how you use it. If you're confident, you're not. You know, you opt in to do that.
Right,
It's
sure.
totally
Yeah.
up to you.
Exactly.
It's also
Like,
how we decide. You know, I run a dating app, and that was a conversation I had to think about when I went into, you know, I went from the medical field to talking about ghosting and catfishing and dick pics. I was like, is this something I can tell my grandmother that I do? And it's, you know, but then I realized, how am I going to approach it? Like, what am I bringing to the table? Am I confident in it? And I think if you want to create content, whatever it looks like, all for it, as long as you're safe. It's consensual, basically.
Yes.
Make sure it's safe tonight. Make sure it's safe and legal. Consensual. Get that consent. Pay those bills. I think, you know, I know some personal trainers use OnlyFans because it's a way to monetize.
Wait, we have a big comment. In
okay, Jewel. Oh man, Jules, I'm so blind and old. It depends on what type of OnlyFans girl. There are girls who brand themselves that way. There are girls who do it. Can't read what that says. Subtly. Maybe.
For cash.
Both respects. Both get respect. Yeah. I'm going to start a new page that's called Only Plants. And that's just
or only
my
plans.
succulents at home.
Only plans. Yeah.
Or only...
I guess it depends on like how creative. I mean, if you do it in a creative way, like...
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, I can ride with this. If it's not...
I did read something about how you could start an OnlyFans for sharing business content that like is something you've learned, and I'm actually kind of into that. I would like to start my only.
I mean, think about how much you give away for free. I think the brilliant business behind OnlyFans is that before you could either have a very public Instagram and get endorsements and things like that, and really it's kind of difficult to monetize sometimes, especially if you have a lower following. OnlyFans basically hides images until you pay, commits you to that. I think it's.
It sounds
I wish
like
I could do that.
prostitution.
No, but there's no. I feel like you guys are gonna look for my OnlyFans.
I wish I could do that for my quotes.
I wish I could do that for my consulting. Like I feel like I give away a lot of free advice. I'm just gonna hide everything, and you got to pay for it. You got to pay for it.
It's the VIP at the strip club.
I'm telling you,
that's
earlier,
what it is. I
was telling you guys.
Yep.
Martina's having an internal debate.
Model, that's like only feet.
Only feet.
Feet,
only foot. Just one.
Just one
foot. With
for
a
those who want.
For fish, it'd be
and
only
a little
fins.
shimmy.
Oh my god.
There you go.
On the next episode of Only Pitches. No, I think that's a whole. We could talk about this.
Yeah,
I feel like the news is going to evolve
we could go
in the
down
next
that
couple.
Forever.
Maybe we should get an OnlyFans. Somebody who's been successful and hear their perspective.
We should
I
do
would
it. We should do
love
it
that.
for the show.
Like,
we should do
test
it
it out.
OnlyFans for the pitch.
You can only watch. Sorry, guys, we're about to charge you to watch this content where we give you legal advice and bad dating. Well, on that note, next week we are very excited to bring back our official episode structure where we let friends pitch their single friends like a startup. I call it Shark Tank meets The Bachelor. Sorry, Mark Cuban, for dragging you into this episode so many times. But please don't sue us. We like you. Yes, so next week, tune in. We are going to highlight our single daters who you can follow along, shoot your shot live on our episode. We're going to release them on our Instagram, which is at the pitch dating show.com, not .com. What is it, guys?
At the pitch dating
At the
show.
pitch dating show.
The pitch
I'm gonna make sure to
dating
look it up.
show.
We'll put it up here in just a second.
It's new.
It's new. Follow us. We'll tease who's coming out on the next episode. Not coming out. That was the last episode.
Yeah.
Who's going to be featured on this episode? But if you're interested in applying to either pitch a friend or you want to pitch yourself, I think we should let that happen every now and then. A free agent to come on in. Make sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Right? Do I have any other instructions? I feel like that's it.
No,
right?
that's really about it.
Have a good night.
Doing a
And
great
have a
job.
great night.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
Chugga
You're telling me
chugga before
something.
you go to bed.
Chugga chugga. We need to chugga chugga.
Chugga chugga.
Okay,
I
one more
don't have
chugga
anything
chugga.
on.
Chugga chugga with.
Chugga, I
And
don't
we're all
really
chugga
have anything to
chugging.
chug. We're out.
Here it
Bye.
is.
Chugga.
I'm gonna let everyone say their goodbyes. Let's say our names, how to
And our
follow you.
handles.
I'll start first so I can set the tone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Christiana Yebra. You can follow me at Christiana Yebra. I don't have an OnlyFans account, but you may see me on OnlyPlants one day soon. Brent?
I'm Brent Crable. You can follow me at bcrabes. I don't have an OnlyFans, but I might subscribe to yours.
Oh, okay. Okay, everyone has to end with an OnlyFans pitch.
All right.
Juan B. From follow me or us at I'll Have a Double Podcast, and I'm starting Only Podcast.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
I like that.
Okay. Okay.
Love that.
Martina's really stressed about OnlyFans.
I'm sweating a little bit, but I'm Martina. You can follow me at Martina Nicole Brignoni. Please put that on the screen because no one's going to be able to spell that. Or if you want to join my dating community, Dallas Wingman, you can search it on Facebook or go to Instagram and just at Dallas Wingman. No, OnlyFans.
Oh, no OnlyFans.
And I am Andrea, last but not least. You can find me on @DateAndDebatePod or on my personal Instagram, Hoyos with 2 S's _A. And you can also maybe find me one day on OnlyFeed.
Just, I like the idea of just one foot. Just only foot.
Yeah.
Only toe.
Only foot.
Only
Only
foot.
foot.
We'll
Okay.
shimmy
Only
it.
foot.
You shimmy it just a little bit.
Shimmy. Only shin.
There it is, the Pitch Dating Show. Follow us here to see previews for the next episode, to learn more about us, and to figure out how to participate on our show. The next time we do this filler episode, I want to have a call-in. Jules, maybe you can be our first. Give us an update on
Yeah.
if you found love in the comments of the
Yeah.
Pitch
Let us
Dating
know how you
Show.
date.
I kind of
with
want to talk to
Michael.
like canceled conversations too.
And cancel conversation.
Yeah,
we
I
gotta
gotta
talk
talk
to
to
you.
them,
You gotta
too.
call in.
See me in
Somebody
the
like,
If you're
parking
gonna
lot.
be commenting, you better be willing to.
we're gonna have a number, a hotline. Actually, that could be dangerous. Maybe not a hotline. Submit your bad dates. Tell us your deal breakers. But follow along. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye, guys.
Peace.